Cutter top 10, you know you liked it a lot. Time to see who is the best and the worst at stuff, you know. Baseball, basketball, football, hockey, NASCAR, wrestling, if I have to. So please join me, why don't you read this is Cutter's Top 10. Hey there, Heather, ho there! It's Jeff Cutter Diamond. We're ready to rumble. Oh. Hey there, Heather, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond, and this time it's a top 10 list of Glenn Sather dropping the ball. This is in honor of my blue shirt brethren. The next top 10 will be dedicated to Blue Shirt Underground, so wait for that. But of course, I'm wearing my Rangers jersey for now. Alright. There was an honorable mention to this because there was more than 10 Glenn Sather mistakes. But anyway, this honorable mention is Brad Richards. The Rangers have been burned by lengthy deals that overpaid their players. Well, lightning seems to find the Rangers. And strange enough, how ironic, Brad Richards, former Tampa Bay superstar, was signed by Sather 9 years, $58.5 million. That's about $6.5 million a year? Yeah, that wouldn't make sense. Richards was 31 years old when he signed that contract. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a good contract, and of course Brad Richards was released. Now he plays for Washington, if I remember correctly, or Chicago, I can't remember. Okay, so here we go. Number 10, the next one. Eric Lindros was almost a rookie Ranger. Of course, we all know the 1992 trade that didn't go through with the Rangers and Flyers, but it would have helped because Doug Wade, Tony Amonte, and John Van Beesburg were rumored to go to Philadelphia, to Quebec for Lindros in that deal. And when Sather traded for Lindros, everyone thought, this is it, we're going to win the cup with Eric Lindros. Man, that was terrible. Lindros was injury prone, especially with his concussions from the 1999-2000 season, and he should have been put in a bubble. In his first year in New York, he did pretty well. He was on a line with Fleury and Mike York and helped them. Unfortunately, he regressed in the years following, and Sather overpaid him, and they gave up a draft pick in the stacked 2003 entry draft for him. Lindros then, I believe the next team would be the Leafs, or would it be Dallas? I can't remember. But the Leafs also got Lindros too little too late because, as you know, when he had his problems with Bobby Clark, Eric Lindros wanted to play for Toronto. Number 9, Christmas in July. Ah yes, the 1-2 punch of Chris Drury and Scott Gomez in 2007. The only punches these two landed were a punch in the gut for Rangers fans and Sather's wallet. Rangers fans thought they were going to get centers, but unfortunately it was a highway robbery. Drury, who won the college trophy with Colorado, hit his peak in Buffalo the year before, and then his game decided to drop off. And almost the same thing with Scott Gomez, who also won the Calder, weird enough. He had reached his free agency and wanted to get the best contract possible. And of course Sather gave it to him. But the funny thing is that he actually ended up being able to trade Scott Gomez to Montreal for a prospect by the name of Ryan McDonough, who is the team's captain. So basically that's one of the move that Sather did right, is getting Gomez from McDonough. Number 8, the Russian Rocket, Pavel Bure. It's not how they acquired Pavel Bure, it's what they gave up for Florida. Pavel Bure was reaching the end of his rope in Florida, and the Rangers needed him. So they gave up 2 average players, Philip Novak and Igor Ulov, and 3 draft picks in order to pick up a guy like Bure. Bure only played 51 games with the Rangers and accumulated 50 points. Okay, that's fine, but that was through 2 seasons. He was a little too injury prone, and he decided to retire. The problem was that, just like Blue Shirt Underground, every time they complained about Sather trading away draft picks when they could have picked up anyone. The 3 draft picks, it could have been Duncan Keith, it could have been Alex Steen, Yuri Hitler, or even Matt Stajan. Well, Matt Stajan probably not. But man, why would the Rangers not take Duncan Keith or even Alex Steen? Because Although that, of course, believe me, being a Leaf fan, the Leafs gave up on Steen too early. Number 7, Darius Kasparaitis. Big names go a long name, and if you think Darius Kasparaitis is a big name, you're wrong. It's his last name that's big because it's 11 letters. And of course, Darius Kasparaitis, I fucking hate the guy because he purposely hacked and smashed Mario Lemieux in the 93 playoff meeting between the Islanders and Penguins in the second round. That probably Legend Lemieux complaining about the hack and slash league. Kasparaitis was not known for his scoring, even though he did score a famous Game 7 goal in 2000 for the number 8 seed Pittsburgh Penguins to beat Buffalo in the playoffs. But anyway, Kasparaitis decided to pay Darius Kasparaitis money to hit. $4.25 million a year. Really? $4 million a year? During his tenure in New York, he got 34 points in 215 games with 260 penalty minutes, and it doesn't make sense. Unfortunately, the Kasparaitis signing is akin to paying Derek Boogaard a massive contract. I think it was like $2 million a year or something like that. And of course, Boogaard passed away after 1 year after his drug issues. Number 6, the 2004 draft. Lousy. The Rangers had 2 first-round picks in the 2004 draft. And they took Al Montoya and Lori Korpikoski. Both pretty good junior players. Al Montoya leading the U.S. hockey team to a shock junior gold medal at the expense of my Canadian team. But you could also blame Marc-Andre Fleury for that bad clearance pass off his own defenseman and into the net for the winning goal in Finland. Both were pretty average, but never first-rounders. And people on the board, who they could have got the first round? Travis Zajac, Andre Nassaros, great defenseman, Mike Green, David Bolland, and David Krejci, on the board. So Sather did get Brandon Dubinsky and Ryan Callahan in the draft, so you know what? There's something. Number 5, Brian Trottier, being from a cupcake legend / Ranger killer to a Ranger coach. This was disastrous. Brian Trottier was an all-star for the hated Islanders, raising 4 Stanley Cups at the expense of the Rangers. What was he thinking? In 54 games, Trottier won 21 and lost 26 before Glenn Sather finally had to release him. It's just amazing. Some seasoned veteran coach can't hack it in New York, let alone a rookie. Number 4, the draft to end all drafts. The Rangers' first-round pick in the 2003 draft, and I know they did a TSN feature on this. I don't know if it's on the internet. I'll find out. Hugh Jessamine was drafted by the Rangers. One of the worst picks ever. Now, I would like to say Dylan McIlroy in 2010 because everyone wanted Cam Fowler. But McIlroy has shown some improvement, so I'm willing to eat crow if McIlroy does well next year. Hugh Jessamine only played 2 NHL games for the Florida Panthers 8 years after he was drafted in the 2003 draft. It was stopped, and Sather picked Jessamine? Here's who were picked after him. Dustin Brown, Brad Seabrook, Zach Parise, Ryan Getzlaf, Brad Burns, Ryan Kessler, Corey Perry, David Backus. Jeez. I don't know why they went with Jessamine. Dustin Brown was the number 2 ranked North American skater. It would have been a massive steal. Kind of like Henrik Lundqvist. But anyway, oh man, the Rangers would have been far more dangerous if any one of the 8 players I mentioned. Number 3, the Brian Leetch trade. This was the start of the win now and get younger movement by Glenn Sather. Brian Leetch, one of the best ever to be a Ranger, was dumped after 15 years with the Rangers and traded to my beloved Maple Leafs for Jarkko Ivanen, Maxim Kondrev, and 2 draft picks. One of only a handful of picks that the Leafs gave up high draft picks for a player, and it didn't sting the Leafs in the butt, but it stung the Rangers. Ivanen and Kondrev couldn't play a full NHL season combined, and Michael Sauer was the only good draft pick, one of the 2 draft picks. to do well. Unfortunately, not much return, and the Leafs did end up going down in the second round to the Flyers. So that's why, mostly like the Leafs and Rangers don't really trade with each other. It's Brian Leach. Number 2, what a devil of a time. And another New York rival, the New Jersey Devils. We talked about Scott Gomez, but now another Devil wanted to cross the Hudson River into the most famous arena, Madison Square Garden. Bobby Holik, given a 5-year, $45 million contract, $9 million a year. Man, oh man. And everyone thought they overpaid for Bobby Holik. Sather was frantic, and as the old saying goes, desperate times call for desperate measures. And this one was too far drastic. Holik burst through the ceiling 5 years before the Rangers signed him, getting 65 points. He did get 20 goals a year. Both years he was a Ranger, but unfortunately nothing doing. The Rangers didn't make the playoffs. And number 1, Wade Redden. Ay, ay, ay. I remember the BSU sound clip Jim played saying, as Glenn Saber said, he's the best first passer in the league. Before signing in New York, he was an all-star whose golden years were gone at age 31 with the Senators. Of course, one of my rivals. Slats decided to give him a 6-year, $39 million contract, or like $6.5 million a year. And he only got 40 points in 156 regular season games for the Wizards. 0.25 points per game. And he became the highest AHL player ever. Longer than John McClain. Redden's contract was just terrible. I don't know where I believe Redden was released and then St. Louis picked him up, but he's nowhere now. So that's the top 10 Glenn Saber thing. There's another top 10 coming up, and the next one for today will be the BSU top 10. Don't forget.